Hello again, everybody. Welcome to the Backbone Podcast, where common sense still makes sense in a world that is sick and only getting sicker. And today, if you wanted to get sick today, and if you're a Giants fan and you saw this, you definitely got sick today, right before the Giant bye week, and right after the mauling that happened last night on Monday Night Football. There are teams that your team is just going to get overmatched by. Well, last night was almost like watching the 85 Bears against, Hofstra. It was scary to watch. It was horrifying to watch. It was terrible. The physicality that the Patriots unleashed on the Giants last night it was mind-boggling. And the hit that Jackson Dart took out of bounds, and it was a clean hit. You could tell that he didn't want to get hit like that again, and he didn't play with that reckless abandon that he usually has. But today, the general manager, Joe Scheon of the New York Giants, the 2-11 New York Giants, decided to have a press conference, and this is kind of a tradition of his. He does this right before the bye weeks. I don't know why, but the New York media is as vicious as an opportunist as it comes, and probably the most vicious media in America. Well, they let him have it today. And Joe Scheon, if I took a shot of whiskey every time, Jack Daniels specifically, of every time Joe Scheon would say, "Oh, I understand the question. I understand the question. I understand the question," or "Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect," I would be sloshed right now. This guy came out on this press conference. Basically, what he did was, to open up the press conference, he throws Kafka, his interim coach, under the bus, basically saying he has no chance of being the head coach here. Which, I mean, realistically, we kind of all knew that, but it's not something that you do. There's 4 games left in the season. Hey, he's doing the best job he can. We're here to support him. Blah 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 blah. Do the people person, the communications, the public relations spiel. You basically just told the team, his players, don't take this guy seriously because he ain't going to be here anyway. Don't worry about it. So what are these guys going to do? You think they're going to go out there and give 100%? You think they're going to try for the next 4 games? So he basically says, in the next 4 games, we're going to help him out all we can, and then we'll start the head coaching search at the end of the season. So Kafka just now basically heard that he's going to get fired. He's not going to be here as offensive coordinator either next year, most likely. So he's gone. So he's selling it. He's putting his house up for sale. But Scheon came out with this bravado and this smug attitude, as if he already knows that he's going to be back next year, because he made no bones about it. He talked about looking for the new head coach, revamping the roster. He believes he has a solid young core, which he does. He has a great wide receiver who got hurt in Neighbors. He has a dynamic running back in Scadaboo, and he has the quarterback, and they have some pieces on defense. But they must get coaching in here. And they can't just go out and get some coordinator. They have to get somebody who is dynamic, who will walk into the room and make you believe, I'm going to turn this ship around. Because the Giants right now are rudderless. The Giants at 2-11 at this point in time today were exactly 2-11 at this point last year. They have made absolutely no progress, and how could they go any worse? How can they go any lower? How could it get worse? Well, Scheon is, hey, it's all good. No problemo. Nobody's perfect, guys. Fans, you keep spending those thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on tickets. Spend, that $75 to $100 on parking. Just give us your money, but don't expect us to be anything but what we are, because we're trying. We're trying. That's what basically this guy said. And the media is throwing these questions out at him, and he's just basically giving you the corporate answer. I don't understand why these guys do this. It's more frustrating than anything for if you're a Giant fan. It's more frustrating than anything else. And if you're a New Yorker, the smug bullshit attitude that this guy has it just pisses you off. Here is Joe Scheon right before the bye week, and I'll let you decide for yourself. This is about a 94-second clip. Hopefully you can keep your lunch down.
Well, I'll just say this, Pat. Like, nobody's perfect, and the chances of me batting 1,000 are gone because I've made mistakes. Okay, everybody's going to make mistakes, and we're going to get some things right. As long as you're learning from those mistakes and you reflect on the process in place and where you went wrong, and you can continue to get better, that's what's most important. And I'm better today than I was 4 years ago when I get this job.
That's
and
absurd.
A year from now, God willing, I'm standing here, I'm going to be better than I am today. And that's all I can do. That's all I can do. That's all my staff can do. We continue to evaluate the process where there's some things we did where we missed in our process or we strayed from what we believe in. There's a chance that happened. Okay, lesson learned. Lesson learned. Don't make it again. But again, as you go through it, there have been a lot of decisions that have went right. Okay, so what can we learn from that? As long as we're learning and continuing to get better and don't make the same mistakes twice, then that's progress. And that's what we're going to continue to focus on, our process, to get this organization back where it belongs. Again, it's the gold standard. It's still the New York Giants and the greatest city in the world. Flagship franchise, great ownership, young quarterback. Like, I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the guys who are here. Have I screwed up? Have I made mistakes? Absolutely. Absolutely. But I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. And we're going to continue to get better. And we're going to look at everything. Everything. Coaching, coordinators, strength. I mean, every single thing. Every part of the organization. And we're going to do everything we can to get this thing going in the right direction.
Absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd. Well, we're getting better? You have 2 wins just like you did last year at this time. Where's the progress? You got your running back. You're going to get your quarterback killed before the end of the year. He's got what, 5 concussion protocols in one year. And let me tell you something. In the press conference, he made it out that Jackson Dart was his call. That is the biggest bunch of malarkey that you will ever hear. He didn't want Jackson Dart here. He didn't believe in Jackson Dart. That's why this moron went out and got Russell Wilson and what's that other knucklehead's name? Jameis Winston. He got 3 fucking quarterbacks in a quarterback room. You drafted this kid, and Dable was the guy, the driving force behind Dart. And Scheon is rewriting history here, saying, "Oh, it was my thing." Watch the press conference. He basically makes it out to be his call. And Dable, who did not do a good job here, was thrown to the wolves. And what does Scheon do? Not a leader. He says it was an organization move. The organization made the decision, not me. And Brian Dable has been anything but silent over his contempt for the Giants, because as a reporter pointed out in this press conference, Dable and Scheon were supposed to be a unit. So why is Dable gone and not Scheon as well? And Scheon basically said, "Hey, it was an organizational move. They wanted me. They didn't want him." Just preposterous. Preposterous. And to think that this guy he will most likely be back. And the reason why he will be back is because the Giants are dealing with a very sad and unusual circumstance right here. John Mara's health, he's fighting the biggest fight of his life. He's been stricken with cancer, of course. And they need stability right now. As bad as they are, they need somebody who's going to take control of the organization from a front office standpoint. They have 4 games to go. I mean, they have a couple of winnable games. They could beat Washington. It's possible. And depending on what happens with Dallas, that game might be up in the air. Let me tell you something. If the Cowboys are in it still, if they have to win that last game at Giant Stadium, last game of the season, you will see MetLife Stadium in blue, white with stars all over the fucking place. And that will upset John Mara. That will break his heart more than anything else. Because Dallas fans will be there en masse. You will have 75,000 Dallas fans in that stadium if there's something to play for. And that will be a disaster. And if the Cowboys win out that game and go to the playoffs, which is a very big long shot, they're going to celebrate on that field. That's going to drive John Mara nuts. It'll drive him more nuts than the team finishing 2-15 or 3-14 or whatever the fuck they're going to finish. Now they're in a better situation than the Jets are in, or the Raiders, or any of these other teams that just are disasters right now. They can afford to keep the general manager only because you have the young quarterback here. The big question with the Jets is, do you keep Aaron Glenn and the general manager that they have there another season? And do you trust these guys to draft a quarterback? Because the Jets are probably going to have a pick of one of these quarterbacks that are coming in. The Giants don't have that problem. Right now, it's John Mara's health that supersedes everything in life and in the football Giants world right now. But this guy today was just it was absurd what you heard today. We're getting better, and we'll be better next year. You said that last year, motherfucker. I mean, these people spend thousands, tens of thousands of dollars on these tickets, and the team is a disaster. They were so putrid last night. It was, I kind of felt bad for him. I texted a buddy of mine who's a Giant season ticket holder for 45 years. And I'm like, bro, what is going on? And he's like, man, listen, I'm numb to it already. He didn't even watch the rest of the game. He turned it off at halftime. Because what are you gonna watch? The Giants were completely unprepared last night. Completely unprepared last night. You know that the Patriots utilize their tight ends more than anything else. And what do you have? You have fucking tight ends in prairies. That's how wide open they were. They were basically sitting in lawn chairs waiting for the football to get to them. They're not coached properly. They're not prepared. And it just seems like these guys are just playing for their pay. They're just showing up for their paychecks right now. And it's not fair to the fans. But again, who gives a fuck about the fans? The fans always come. The fans always come. So let's see. It'll be interesting to see over the next 4 weeks what happens with the Giants. I don't know what's going on in the background here, but we'll keep you abreast of the situation if you're out of New York. I was going to do a video on this Lily Gaddis YouTube cupcake that is being demonetized on YouTube. We'll do that. We'll look at that tomorrow. But I just wanted to. This press conference just rubbed my ass the wrong way, and Joe Scheon should be ashamed of himself. He should not be here. And if John Mara were healthy, he would not be here right now. Him and Dable would have been out the door at the same time. But we're praying for Mara, Mr. Mara. Hopefully everything goes well for him. And there's my 2 cents. Thanks again for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Be careful, my friends. Remember, Satan is always busy. Be a man, have a backbone, because masculinity and common sense are worth standing up for. And remember, if it ends in an ism, it's a mental disorder. We'll see you later.